Hey y'all, Crazy Mama Kelly here coming at you from my part of PA. Well, I got a story for you, and I said it would be around my area where I live. I'm to yet to no avail have I gotten a story about Ridgeway itself, but I have some for you that involve Penfield and involve Sabula and Dubois area. Okay, the first one I gotta tell you is about the Sabula tunnels, and they are in Sabula. Sabula is a township in Sandy Township, and it's Clearfield County, PA. Sabula tunnels, it was like, has tunnels, like train tunnels and stuff and whatnot, and I guess if you go down there, you walk down the tunnels, you can hear like somebody throwing rocks down the tunnels at you, and you can hear a little boy. Supposedly if you say hello in the tunnels and stuff, the little boy will say hello back. And sometimes if you walk further into the tunnel, um, you can see the little boy. And what happened there, the rumor has it that there was deaths in the tunnel years ago by workers that were working there because the tunnels collapsed. Some of the tunnels collapsed, and you can still see where they replaced the old bricks with newer bricks. And also, a little boy died in there. He got lost in there, I guess, supposedly, and he died. Yeah, and if anybody knows about Sandy Township and Penfield area and stuff, there's a lot of water in the area. It's near Treasure Lake, and it runs from the area extends from it's around or on Route 255. It extends from the gates of Treasure Lake to the mouth of Camp Mountain Run, and then Taxidermy, and then Penfield, and then Sabula. So it's that way around Dubois area, Penfield area. And the other one I got to tell you about is these are old Boy Scouts tales, but I've talked to a few guys I work with at work, and they told me that these actually happened. They would make more sense too because when I was reading a little bit about Sabula and everything, and that's near Penfield and everything else, they had Native Americans there at one time or another. They did find Native American sites like old fire pits and stone areas and stuff, and that's what Camp Mountain Run and Sabula and Penfield and all that was made. The founder of Dubois helped with that. Also, in the mid 1800s, so this is some of the stories I've heard from the Boy Scouts. So take it or leave it. Some myth is it myth? Is it legend? You know what I mean? It's you got to use your best judgment. But for us that like to believe, go ahead and believe it. But this was the mid 1800s. I guess there's two brothers traveling through the Clearfield County. Presumably they were coming from Brockway and they were heading towards Clearfield, and they were just riding their horses and stuff. One day they sat down. They were tired, so they wanted to rest and eat and everything. So they sat down underneath a tree, and then presumably a sheriff and one of his men came up to the boys and accused them of being the two brothers of being horse thieves. Well, they were kept on telling the sheriff and whatnot and his man that they weren't the horse thieves they were looking for, but apparently they thought they were because they hung the older brother first, and then they turned around and after he was hung, they went to hang the other brother. And before they were hanging him, before they had a chance to hang him, he says, we didn't do it. My horse won't carry me and my brother's body across the bridge that was there, presumably, that they crossed. And all this time, the boys had their dog trail along behind them. It was a white dog. But when the sheriff started accusing of the boys of being the horse thieves, the dog ran off into the woods. Went all crazy and ran off in the woods. So, so when they went and they hung the younger brother, and after everything was said and done and the boys were killed and stuff, they went to string the bodies on top of the horses to carry them across the bridge back to where they came from, back in the general direction they came from. And I guess the horses would not carry the boys' bodies over the bridge. They would not cross the bridge whatsoever. And they whipped the horses and they egged the horses on and tried to get them to go, and they wouldn't go. And so they had to take the bodies off the horses, walk the horses over the bridges themselves, and then come back for the bodies and drag the bodies across. That's how they got the bodies across. But as they were doing this, I guess their dog came back out of the woods and was freaking out, like howling and moaning and pitching a fit and stuff like that. So that's one of the stories that you can find from the Boy Scouts Camp Mountain Run. Another one is about, it's called the Hodad. And this kind of makes me think like the Hodag. He's in Spook Hollow. Spook Hollow's around Camp Mountain Run. And it's Camp Mountain Run, I guess, is in the Brockway watershed area, in the upper part of Camp Mountain Run. That's where Spook Hollow is. And Spook Hollow is where the Hodad supposedly lives. Nobody really knows what the Hodad is. They say it resembles a large bear that walks erect, and it has piercing red eyes. And it's also, they said, it could be, some sources say that it resembles a large bear. Others say it's a cross between a huge horse or a moose. Okay. And it says it supposedly has piercing red eyes. And it says that the Hodad is there to guard something. They're not real sure what he's there to guard, but rumor has it that during the Civil War, there was some bit of gold that was lost in this area, Elk County area, Brockway area, around there. And they're saying that the Hodad presumably is the one that protects the buried treasure, the lost treasure. I'm thinking if there is such thing as a Hodad, it might be go back way older. And I would say if that's the case, it could be a Native American spirit. It could be a spirit animal of Native Americans, or just Bigfoot itself. There's been claims all around this area that there is Bigfoot, and he's been found. There's been pictures actually taken near Kane, and that's on the other side of us. It's quite a bit of ways from Brockway and whatnot, but it's all, if you live in this area, you've pretty much been everywhere. You go to Kane and Johnsburg, and you go up near there and go to see the Broken Bridge and whatnot, Kinzu and all that. So that's just my take on it. And then there's one more. There's a couple more. They say down in Spook Hollow, there's also a place that they go into the woods where it's pretty much impassable. But one day a trapper or somebody went down that way, and the poor soul got lost in the woods, and he started to panic because everything looked the same every direction he turned. And when he did start to panic, the old man himself, the devil, shows up, and he chases you and chases you and chases you until he eventually overtakes you and kills you. That's always nice, isn't it? And the last one I will tell you about today is the tragedy of Hatchet Hands. I guess it's kind of like the story of Phantom of the Opera. That's kind of person he puts you in mind of. I guess he was born without any hands, and in order for him to be used, his parents shoved smaxes upon his hands, kind of like Edward Scissorhands in a way. And since his parents, I guess they put him where his hands should be, and since his parents really didn't love him, Hatchet Hands longed for the affection of others. And he often tried to hug people, not realizing that when it went to happen to do that and put his arms around somebody, um, the axes would slice into the people and kill them. And that's pretty sad. That's a sad, sad story. And then there's one more. I said there'd only be one more, but there's one more, and it's called about the drifter, the lost miner. He wanders around the woods. He pops up every now and again. He doesn't cause a whole lot of trouble. He doesn't really want to harm anybody. It's just rumored that he's, you know, he's just there, just hanging out, walking around, you know. Then there's one more that there's rumored there's Hills people who actually hate the Boy Scouts have their place near there, and they live in the hills of the Brockway watersheds. So those are some stories for you. I promised you stories from around in my area. I know of a couple houses that are kind of haunted in Ridgeway. I've heard stories of them. If my camera broke. So if my camera, we can fix it or I can get a new one or whatever, I'll be going around Ridgeway trying to point out these different houses for you that are supposedly haunted. I can tell you that this house, my kids have had some troubles in this house, freaked out. My house and my husband and my sister-in-law and everybody says that we probably should get this house blessed because there's different things that go on in this house. Things come up missing that I've been looking for the last couple of months, and then all of a sudden they appear. There's an old rocking chair, and it was left here from the previous owners throughout the years. And my husband knows all the owners. And sometimes it's in the corner upstairs in the attic. Nobody moves it and touches it. Even when we clean the attic up, we don't touch it because if you moved around a bit, it'd probably fall apart. Well, sometimes it's been known to rock on its own. My husband, in this house, when he was younger, he had an old radio. He said he didn't have any batteries in it and no cord to attach to anything, and it started playing on its own, which really freaked him out. And then, it stopped after a while, but that really freaked him out. And it wasn't this room, it was the next room. And after that, it would never work again. And there's been various things, like my sister-in-law. One of my sister-in-laws says that a bed, she sat down in one of the beds here and was laying down for the night, and she turned around and she felt something move on the bed, thinking it was somebody else. She turns around and there was an imprint on the bed, but nobody else was there but her. So that was kind of freaked her out. So she swears I should get this house blessed. But, it is what it is. Until I see something or feel something, I'm going to say there's nothing here that's going to hurt me. As long as we take care of the house, I think we're okay. And that's what I mean to tell everybody. Ghosts, sometimes, spirits in the afterlife and things, I think they just want you to respect them and show them respect and not be around. I don't think they're malicious. I'm sure there's malicious spirits out there, but as long as you mind your own business, don't conjure up things that you're not supposed to, don't play with things you're not supposed to, I think you should be all right. All right, well, blessed be, take care, peace, have a wonderful day. I'm finally going to lay down and get some rest. Mama really needs it. And I was going to tell you I got some big plans this week. I don't have to work any overtime at all this week. As long as that doesn't change, I plan on putting up one video each day this week. And also, thinking about a major, major, major giveaway. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, thumbs up this video or like and subscribe to my channel. Because everybody that's subscribed to my channel, I'm going to put you in a drawing and we're going to have at it. So it's going to be some fun stuff from around this area. Good old Ridgeway, and then some fun little bobbins that I get to find and stuff. So that would be what I plan on doing. I hope everything's finding you well. Like I said, thumbs up the video if you like. Subscribe to the channel. That helps us. It helps me know that you like what I'm talking about, and then that way I keep on going, because I enjoy being with y'all and I enjoy talking to y'all, but it's been a while, I know, but you know, this mama has to work. All right, take care. Peace, bye, blessed be, and stay cool. Bye-bye.